guys? I hope everybody's fine. It is Saturday, the 3rd of July. It is night. Where's my phone? Good morning. Sunny today. It's currently 70 degrees. The high will be 82. Wow. 70 degrees feels really nice in the morning. 70 degrees does not feel so awesome uh, at like 3 in the afternoon. You know what I mean? It implies it's been cold and the warmest it's going to be today is 70 degrees. And, don't get me wrong. I speak to God often. Sometimes he can be an asshole, but I often say, hey, man, give us a little more water in California, maybe Arizona, maybe a little less snow in the Northeast, maybe, stop the wind in the middle of the country, maybe. And he's all like, man, are you God? I've been God forever. I know what I'm doing. I'm like, all right, I'm not trying to get in your business. I'm just saying. People down here will like. He's like, just don't listen. But that's all right. God is what God is, and God will be what God will be. So maybe if you asked him. Also, when God comes out, he doesn't like my coffee. Oh, this coffee is not good. It's too bitter. There's too much coffee. There's too much coffee in this coffee. Yeah, I think there's too much coffee in this coffee and not enough hot water to dilute it. And then I hit it with milk, and now it's got this harsh, twangy taste. Like when I play, and I can't hit that note, it goes, and it sounds like a ukulele, not a ukulele, a sitar. So yeah. Woo! I got to tell you, man. So it is beautiful out here. So today is we're gonna do some music this morning, but mostly we're gonna clean this what are we calling this? Man cave. We're calling this the music room. We're calling this the the solarium. No, the solarium. Well, there's not a lot of sun going on here. The parlor. Is this the parlor room? Is this the guest room? Yes, you're all my guests. It is the guest room. We are guests, I guess. Oh, yes. I gotta clean off the whole table. I could actually see. Don't start thinking stupidness because that's a lot of work when you say stuff like this. If I put all this in the other room, the only problem with that is the room is much bigger, and I could wander around from table to table. But it's right next to the kitchen, and every now and then muffiginator goes off. That gets really that gets really annoying. I gotta tell you, man. I wish the iPhone. I wish the iPad held a charge like this iPhone, because well, it wasn't actually being used all night. It was just on all night. All right, it's time to sink the battery. My eyes are. Ugh. Cut on all the lights, and your eyes get all messy. Okay, everybody who knows me knows this. I have a wonky eye. A medieval witch cursed me after I looked at her badonkadonk. That's what happens. Be professional. Mind your business. What are we doing here? We are drinking coffee and talking smoke. Let's get this out of the frame because we're gonna pick up a guitar soon. Excuse me with the coffee. Like we said yesterday, this is all. Well, in the morning, it's stagnant energy you got to get out, flame in your chest. Like, oh, you got to talk about me, 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 me. If you have a family, it happens automatically. You're rushing around at the top. But if I don't talk to anybody, like when I had a dog, I didn't have this problem because I was always talking to the dog. Uh, so we excuse me, are going to do, oh boy. We're going to do, we got a whole list of things to do. I don't know how many of those things we can do on stream. People always putting a happy spin on horrible story where this guy got Alzheimer's and he forgot who his wife was, and then he started courting her all over again. Aw, it's an Alzheimer's story. That's kind of sad. It's not. Otherwise, everybody would want Alzheimer's. I mean, good. The stuff they spin as news. Good Lord. Ooh, excuse me. So that's the thing. We got into it yesterday. I'm trying not to be rude, but you know, clear your throat, clear your throat, clear your throat. Then it leads to blowing your honker, heaving up some of the loose knots. Is this too loud? Loose nonsense in your lungery. Me. That'll do it. So hopefully that thing is not pegging like it was. It's yesterday. It was so loud on the video yesterday. Now it looks too low. Ba 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 ba. All right. So what are we doing? Our trusty guitar, I guess we're gonna call it our. I always call these scratch books, but a guitar, our own almanac. So we have to come up with a. I'm thinking about buying magnetic paint, right? Painting a canvas or like a wooden flat or something. Got all these bottle caps. I can paint all those the musical notes, and then go buy a metal magnet and stick those in the bottle caps and move those around. We're not reinventing the wheel. We're super lazy in this. Like, I have a fair amount of, I don't want to say pack rat in me, but interesting people like interesting shit, and I like to make art. At least I like to think a lot about art, and I hadn't made any with any of this stuff, even though I collected it. And now I've got like a couple of hundred bottle caps and like a little thing. It's not like if you walk into the other room, there's an avalanche of garbage that's going to fall on us or anything. So get a nice little board and put the schedule just like that, right? Put the schedule. I can't really use a canvas because canvas will eventually tear. I mean, I could get another tack board. They're only like $30. But if I get a tack board, I want to get a large one, but I don't need a large one because I have another whiteboard the same size in the other room, uh, with a life mission plan on it that I don't want to erase. Even though I've taken pictures of it, I have to erase it. So yeah, so we have to do the staff. So we need a big thing, maybe a cardboard. We want it to be white. These are all brown. We have to do the giant guitar, so we can sort of glance from a distance the frets. We have to find a blues thing and look up that 145 thing that I still don't understand. So we have to find two blues riffs that's connected to the 145. We have to come up with a schedule, and I think the schedule just means a study schedule. And we have to practice our standing because we're always sitting, and we have to practice more acoustic. We have to do this with the watchwords, right? Metronome, precision, and dexterity. So we have a lot to do today. And first, let me say, hanging out with you guys yesterday was awesome. I I might have been a bit too silly, and I apologize, but I'm going to be a bit too silly, uh, a lot, and I don't really like to apologize unless I'm wrong. And being silly is just being silly. There's nothing wrong in it. So I hope I did not offend you, but if I did offend you, I hope you have well, I hope you are rarely and intermittently offended, and I caught you off on a weird day. But if you are so super easily offended, uh, I would like you to just concentrate on the guitar playing. But if it's too much, I get it, man. Not everybody's for everybody. And you shouldn't feel bad about it. That you don't get the awesomeness that is us here in this guitar guild that we are slowly building. Today is the 15th day, right? The beginning of the third week, baby bubba. 2 a days. Let's do this thing. Um, we've talked a lot about all sorts of stuff that isn't guitar, and we're gonna talk about a little bit more. So yesterday, the a cop Delkey took this plea deal where he killed this guy, shot him 3 times, good shots too. One through the spine, one through the heart, and one through the back of the head from a distance. But he still killed the guy running away from him, So he took his plea deal and got 3 years. I could kill a dog and get more than 3 years. So I'm like, nah. If I follow politics, I'm just going to get more and more of that and more of that. And I'm going to be outraged. Then next week it's going to happen again. I'm going to be outraged. The next week it's going to happen again. I'm just going to be outraged. I know this pattern because it keeps happening. And I've been fucking perpetually outraged for the last 20 years. Easily. Super beside myself for easily the last 10 to 15. At this point, people should be plotting. It's just it shows that you're not stupid if you are essentially. It sort of is. Why is my arm way up there? This mug is heavy. Um, chugga 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 chugga. That's mediocre coffee, but I'll take it. It's coffee. When so we Americans, it's let's put this here. Let's put this here away from the computer. We are. Let's put this here. We need these. We should make these bigger too. Let's put this here. We got these books. So let's put that up here. Let's put this over here. Let me put this on here. All right, so let's see if we can get this up and running. All right, so let's give ourselves some fun time just a while away while I talk smoke about the world. I got a little more smoke to talk in 10 minutes. Let's give it 13 minutes is good. 13 colonies, right? All right, so um 3 years for killing somebody, arrogantly and ridiculously killing somebody. If I had done the same thing to somebody, I would have he was facing life in prison. How can he be facing life in prison and drop it down to 3 years? He's going to be out in a year and a half. Don't tell me about the justice system and we all need to, if all the laws are one-sided and bullshit, then I don't have to follow any of them. And I will gladly fucking shoot it out with you. Now what? Well, the hell with you, fuck you, what's the law? Then you look over, there's 3 more with the same philosophy because they've been watching it too. Then there's 5 more. Then there's 100, then there's 1,000. All right. I tell people all the time, there's 60 million of us here. In a world where everybody's turning shit upside down, the people of America should be extremely proud of the American black people born here from slavery who have yet to plant a fucking bomb. Really. We really haven't. That Syrian Liberation Army and all that shit in the loose 60s, I would call that hipster nonsense. I really would. That wasn't moved or motivated by black people. Even as the Black Panthers talked a lot of stuff and carried guns, they didn't assassinate anybody, right? They didn't kid. Well, who did? Well, yeah, like the hipsters who shot it out with the cops, like Joanne Chesimard. Does anybody know who Joanne Chesimard is? She's one of the last black living revolutionary heroes, let's call her. And she lives in Cuba, right? Nobody talks about it. No, nobody's talking about a pardon for her. You got all these Jewish heroes who live here, right? Not heroes. Uh, how would I describe people that the Jewish people hold in high faith, like that Elie Wiesel guy, right? The same people who stand up and look for the bad things in the black community are labeled criminals and racists because let's face it, these laws are established by racist people for 100 years. Stop acting like they were all racist, but the laws they were passing were perfectly fucking fine. It's so disgusting. So yeah, I have no faith in this system anymore. Um, whatever happens is gonna happen because I gotta tell you, if we're all supposed to adhere to the law and the law is bullshit, then no one should adhere to the law because the law is bullshit. The law is only for the wealthy and the oligarchs. They don't pay taxes, don't fight wars, and they do shit like let murders go, you know, un- not unchecked, but like unprosecuted. And it's not new news. You know, I mean, we know people just run and accuse people and then go lynch them, and that was the fucking trial. So yeah, don't. And the DA who made the fucking deal was on TV talking the most ridiculous and useless bullshit. Him speaking, his voice made me angry. I had to pick up the guitar and cut it off and go back to innocuous bullshit TV like cowboy westerns, which I like because they're the smallest, tightest little thing, right? I've said this before. It's about one guy and another guy or another guy's team, right? In a town, there may be an outpost up in the hills or something, down by the quarry or whatever. And the mission is very clear. You're the good guy, I'm the bad guy. You know, it's goofy, stupid, it's nonsensical. Um, and you can watch it and do other stuff, right? It's just a small, it's like a comic book, quite frankly. But everything else on my TV is, I really do view as cop propaganda and gun propaganda. Uh, and that's it. Right? All the good guys are always infallible white magistrates, right? Police chiefs and lawyers and fucking judges, cops, they're always a good guy. But that's not the case here. I mean, this guy should be at a minimum with a plea deal, he should be doing 15 years. He's gonna be out in a year and a half. It's so bullshit. So why would I not loosen my hand to this society? Why would I not run from the cops? I don't fucking trust you. That's why I'm running from you. You know, when I was a kid in the 60s, they used to, everybody they shot was on PCP. Every single body, every single soul. People dropping guns at the crime scene, nobody investigating it. A land, you had to fight tooth and nails to get the NYPD to wear cameras, and now they get cameras that you can cut the fuck off. They'll come out there with these shootings and go, which are obviously bad shootings, go, uh, we want you to have faith in the investigation, right? But then another shooting where like a person did the shooting, and then they instantly come out and tell you how they are under threat and they're the victims of these populations and these people. It's always this weird double talking bullshit. So yeah, be stupid. I openly tell you, I blame black people for this. You know, you've gotten people used to killing you, and all you do is cry and march around in circles. Fuck that noise, right? You change your tactics if you want something done, and no one changes their tactics. And that is because we don't have any leadership. We don't have any, all the black leadership works for the opposition. So Jesse Jackson, fucking Al Sharpton, and all the rest, the cadre of knuckleheads and nonsensory people, all these new black people that's going into politics straight out of the, they're all Clintonites and bullshit artists. Like Maya Wiley, the fuck out of here. Maya Wiley, just I mean, just more sinister at this guy. My whole position is death to traitors, right? Death to traitors. Uh, death to like what's the guy who ran off to Russia with a bag of secrets? It's Snowden. He's a traitor. Death to traitors. Blah. I have a little more respect for who's the Australian guy, WikiLeaks guy, because oh, even though I didn't like what he did, he wasn't an American citizen. I think he was used by enemies of America to do some of this stuff. But at the end of the day, you know, he's not an American citizen. You can't say he's a spy. Well, maybe you could say he's a spy, but you should prove that. Um, but yeah, espionage is espionage. You're only a traitor if you deliver a dagger in the ribs of your own people. And at this point, I don't think American citizens believe us as their own people, right? So we can do whatever we want to them. So if that's the case, but that just you know, we should not be leaves on the wind, waiting for you to do whatever you want to us. We should be absolutely diametrically opposed to whatever you want us to want, right? Because you know that there's got to be a bad thing on the other side of that. But the only way you're going to get that is good leadership, and these fucking ridiculous old ministers who only ever tell you to walk your anger off are not serious. So, like I always say, we spin the wheel for the next motherfucker who's dead by the cops and listen to some bullshit, likely 60-year-old white DA who's been there for 40 years cooking the books on shit, and his brown faced 4-star chief who's been there for about 3. That's about the average, like 3 to 5, right? They're not been there 7, 10 years. They're these new underlings happen to make 100 grand or 200 or 300 grand or whatever, and sell you the nonsense. I don't know what it is, man. These kids are valuable. You know what I'm saying? They will be missed. You just can't kill them off and go barbecuing. You know there's racism here, and then you never fucking deal with it. So yeah, when people start sneaking around in the shadows and popping you off in your driveway, because like I always say, cops do not live on military bases. It is a stupid practice, right? If I wanted to get loose, I know 1,000 ways to get loose, right? 1,000 ways to get loose, 1,000 intelligent ways to get loose. I think you'd be hard pressed to find me fast, right? And this whole loose talk is me getting all of the steam out versus not being online, just sitting at home stewing. And then you find out what Sean did what? Yeah, no. Sean's gonna buy a gun, but Sean's gotten none yet. Um, because I'd rather have art in this house than guns, right? I find that people who have guns are so eager to use them that they undo themselves with them. They really are. It's like a Christmas gift they can't wait to unwrap. And then they use it. Then after all the adrenaline, oh, I can't wait, that's in them. Like whether it's their subconscious, kind of like can't wait to get at it. After it's all done and they realize, oh shit, I got real legal problems here. I'm looking at, well, unless you're a white cop, I'm looking at 40 years in jail. If you're a white cop, you're looking at 3 minutes in jail and like a $2 fine for killing black people. It's just fucking ridiculous, you know. And tomorrow's July 4th, so like I always say, we have a long history of great shit here, despite what the racists say, right? Since the founding of the country, we've been in it and at the forefront. And to this day, in the American military, I want to say I saw some stat that I had to look up. I didn't look it up yet, but I'm pretty sure it's not right. It gave a ridiculous uh, average of how many people are in the American military, or was that the American Army? How many in the America? All right, how many? 17% of the DoD, with 12% of the population. We are super well represented, but again, no. I mean, the military is full of shit too. They don't. They say fidelity and loyalty and honor. You're a black soldier. They won't give you your acknowledgement. They won't give you your medal. They won't promote you. Whatever, man. You know, that's what being woke means. Being woke means knowing who's doing what to you. So when they come through and ask you for your vote, you go no. What is a racial breakdown of the U.S. military? Yeah. All the numbers that you should want to know, they don't tell you, right? Because they're embarrassing to them. But all the numbers that embarrass black folk, they can't wait to tell you. And then there's some of which is bullshit. All of them will not all of what is it? Half of us will have criminal records by X. That's not true. It's not true. Half of us will serve time in jail and all this. None of that shit is true. But we are the prime target that they're looking for. Uh, Joe Biden is an idiot. He really is, and he's a long-standing bigot. I mean, all his policies say that going back to the 70s. I'm not making shit up. Go look that shit up. So when he sits up here and tells me like he did 6 months ago that America's not racist and then these murders keep happening, I just roll my eyes. Now he's got issues. I mean, they're in it for themselves in a rigged system. So yeah, we're all kind of fucked here. And the old thing that only American can destroy America, I think is right, right? Because we're like China, right? Only the Chinese can fix their shit, quite frankly, unless you want us to invade with a global war on 1 billion people, right? And the Chinese are sinister fucking little people. They should not be allowed to move into the West because they're not Western. They just changed their monetary system in the 80s, but they were still these Maoists. You all of you work for the party, and essentially there's only a hand group of fucking people who are the party, right? And then our representative system says, "Oh no, we represent you, so we'll do whatever we want for you." That's not how representation. Representation says we want a lake, right? Let's say you got technology for a lake. Okay, I'm gonna try and get my constituents a lake. Not, yeah, fuck your lake. I'm gonna buy myself a bigger house and we're gonna invade some. It's And then after all the money is spent on war and bullshit, and in your friends' pockets, raiding the fucking treasury, and then the pandemic comes along, and you're like, hey, we need a little longer on the unemployment. And the first thing they're telling you, we're throwing everybody off unemployment. We're throwing everybody out of these rentals. Not that rent forgiveness, not rent forgiveness. If it's forgiveness, you still be there. Rent what is not abatement? God, my mind. Anyway, after this moratorium, this rent moratorium is over, everybody's out on the street. You know what? There but for the grace of God go I. How can you watch this happen to other people and not give a fuck? Here's the thing. In this town, I get a lot of racial energy. A lot of it. Just kind of like, and a lot of it from military dudes in fucking camouflage driving around this bitch. Right? Okay. All right. I'm not goofy. I know what it is. Right? But then to tell me it's something completely other, and I should act like that is not in the system, or act like you have addressed it is ridiculous. I consider myself an intelligent person, right? Uh, when someone wants to be lie to everybody else, but never lie to yourself, right? So that essentially means, um, if I am secretly gay, right, and I'm secretly sneaking around with men, I know I'm secretly sneaking around with men, right? I don't then go home and go, uh, whatever stupid side rationale I have for it, while telling myself that I'm not gay and I'm gonna go date this woman, right? That kind of mind fuckery where you can carve out and live in this comfortable little lie until the lie is broken and everybody goes, "What the hell is this?" That, right? Lie to everybody else, just don't lie to yourself, right? Oh, you quit smoking? Yeah, I quit smoking. You're like, you covered in cologne and you had just had a cigarette 20 minutes ago or whatever. Uh, sneaking around from your wife or your spouse saying that you quit, but still smoking. Lie to everybody else, but don't lie to yourself, right? Um, I know what the drama is. I know what this my I think my fellow Americans are taught not to give a fuck until it's them. Like I said, that whole we're gonna pass an Asian hate crime bill. Fuck yeah, Asian hate crime bill. Fuck it. And I've said so why on this pod a number of times. You have no actual standings for that bill. It's like the Republicans talking about voter suppression. They're doing the voter suppression. They always do that. They name the bill the thing they're gonna attack, right? So like years ago, there was this thing called the Clean Air Bill, and it was about pollution, right? They named something the voting rights, and then they fucking deny your votes, right? So and then they tell you America's voting is fair, and you can look at the history and know that that's not true. And I tell people all the time, there's a prerequisite. There's a what is it when you in law when you do something and everybody cites it, right? Um, but there's a long standing standard for you telling me there's a long standing standard for what I'm telling you, and there is none for what you're telling me. People walked to the polls at gunpoint, right? And then got nothing for it. Poll tax and all this other shit. Give me a break. I'm exhausted already. I kept the faith. I kept the faith for 48 years. Yeah. You can go kick rocks now. That guy should be doing at minimum 17 years. And then they gave Chauvin, who had 3 charges, found all guilty, they gave him 21 years. That's 7 years of charge. On charges that should have got him 15 years per charge. He should be doing 45 years. He's going to do 21. And he's not even going to do the full 21. He'll likely do 15, if that. And then they're going to overturn his case down the line, I guess, in like 3 or 4 years, and he'll be fucking free. And black people will just be crying about it and won't do shit. No justice, no peace. Shut up with that. It's no justice, nothing but peace, right? People aren't even boycotting shit. The least I'm boycotting shit. I said this on this show before. I don't wear Adidas. You can kick rocks with those shoes, right? And I said why. Nobody pushes a philosophy into their children, but money and worship. And then you tell your kids to preoccupy, not your kids, but like we tell their kids to preoccupy themselves with sex and sexuality and all this shit, right? And a precious few get to rule over the rest of them in 30 years. It's a very sinister system, and it's coming apart. Yeah, because then you're going to need put your arm down. Then you're going to need like people to deal with your China problem, and nobody already wants to fight these wars for you because they realize they're all bullshit. That 20-year investment in Afghanistan instantly turned on you. They're already in bed with the fucking Russians. So how do you explain the money? How do you come back here and say your judgment was good? Why are you in Congress? You fucked this up for 20 years. Nobody wants to hear from you. You should be made to leave. So yeah, that January 6th thing, it wasn't all racist and hillbillies and fucking nut-tard. You know what I'm saying? I mean, everybody's unhappy for different reasons, and some for the same reason, they don't know it, but everybody's friggin' unhappy. I mean, the people in charge really need to face a tribunal and explain yourself, especially you, Clinton. Explain all this black support you got as you cut their throats and murdered off their children with these crime bills, as you took all this money to run for president with your Clinton Foundation from foreign agencies and the Saudis and all this shit. Then explain how as soon as Hillary Clinton lost in 2016, the next day or about thereabouts, you shut that foundation down. You shut it down like the gravy train is over, people. Yeah, that is it. They put divisions in here so they could rule, right? So you tell people in Texas and that region the problem is the welfare moms and the thugs and the gangs, and then you tell the people in New York and that region we can't get anything from the federal government because the racists and Tom Cotton and Mitch McConnell and it's just the whole place is people have been protesting for 25 years. And man, they stopped putting it on TV, but people are still getting loose in like Oregon. I mean, it's your right to be hot at your government. It absolutely is, and they undid that. All the stuff they talk about in the Constitution, they've written laws against the Constitution time and time again. But when you want something, well, we can't change the Constitution; it's sacred. Yeah, fuck you. Pay your taxes, you piece of shit. Get out of my government. They treat it like it's a golf club. They all go to the same college. Yale, Princeton, Harvard, Dartmouth, except for the one to the south, right? They go to different but the same kind of system. Ole Miss and fucking, it's just. And as soon as the bottom is about to fall out, they want you to rally under patriotism for them. I'm sick of hearing about these families, like the Kennedys. I'm like, nobody elected you to look after everybody. Like, go take your money and go. The Kennedys took so much money off Wall Street 100 years ago that they're still living off it. So I'm pretty sure that they're God only knows. Because, remember, Roosevelt had, not Preston, what's the first Kennedy, try and fix the stock market. So yeah, he gave him the keys to the thing and he just made a lot of money. And I'm pretty sure, I think the billionaires are racing to a trillion publicly, but I think there's a trillion already, and they're likely in government. So, I mean, when this whole thing breaks, it's not going to be Bob is going to jail for. It's a lot of people. I think it's going to be a totally new government. It's going to have to be. I think our government is so incredibly corrupt and broken and tied to corrupt and broken shit for so long that it can't continue. I mean, it can't continue. I mean, they don't really know what to do with us black folk. I think they really want to send us away or have us. I think Israel wants what America had with its black people, right? They want the Palestinians to just have hope in Israel and just mindly work while they fuck them over, and the Palestinians won't do it. But here in America, the blacks feel like they have a, like a long-standing, well, some of us like that we're not giving up. We fought for this place, right? And that plays against us once we give up, yeah, yeah, let's get it partying because I think we're all moving back to the South, and the South is where the problems are. And there was always aggression, and nobody stood up to it. But now, yeah, you might get your race war, and I don't think it's going to work out the way you think. I think people think black. I mean, like we just looked up the stats for black military, right? So you know that people will fight. You know, people know the same stuff. And like I said, last year you were marching peacefully, and people were showing up to your rallies with AR-15s, talking about Pride March, standing like I'm protecting from the third. You're not protecting from shit. Now we're marching with guns, and now what are you going to do, right? You keep pushing people who whose whole movement have been about peace and unity as we try and get through and then to the federal government, and the federal government just let the people out here in the hinterland murder you off at will. Nobody's going for that shit anymore. Nobody. I mean, Joe Biden got in on the boats of super old people. Hmm. Yeah, yeah, I would absolutely agree with that. It's very similar to. I'm gonna put this on screen. It's very similar to if you follow baseball. Uh, Around about the time, I want to say I'm not super baseball knowledgeable, but right about the time Reggie Jackson was kind of like big and doing like big things with his bat, but he was sort of like, you know, angry black man, chip on his shoulder. You're gonna talk to me like that. So they started going to Cuba. Why are you going to Cuba? Your enemy. Well, they're close and they love baseball, and you undercut, right? So now you have all these new Cubans in here, money. Like look at Florida. Florida's whole. So man, like how they smile in your face and then undercut you, and you look back on it 10, 20 years later, and go, what the ever loving fuck? I think women have the same issue, but the problem with women is women look, women are attached to their men. I tell this to black women all the time. You can sit up there with all this angry black man energy, but we're your mated pair. So you're just cutting off half your strength by doing this. Right. So I mean, all the women get together and they go, "We want fairness at work." I get it, but then it bleeds to the other stuff. What about the police situation? But some of those women aren't black women, aren't minority women. Well, I don't. We should leave that alone. So then you begin to get these fractions, especially when your kid is hurt and there's no empathy for it. I do think if women didn't play this game, they could make the society a lot better. I really do, right? But I think that women, like all of us, are in camps, and it's good that you can work on the things that you can work on. But what has been worked on? I mean, it's always some political thing that's never going to get everybody through. When I hate to sound sexist about it, but I think some of the like the children, right, it should be a primary sort of thing, and it isn't, right? We all want the children to have a college degree, and I'm not saying women just stay with children at home. Or that's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying since children are the primary caregivers of the little ones, it makes sense that you would know what they need more of first, and that would be school and education and healthcare and blah blah blah. But when you come at me with other side issues and you leave all that off the table because I guess the powers that be don't want to talk about that. I don't know the whole Me Too thing. I thought was really good, and then I've heard people start talking kind of like typical Democratic talking points in it, and I'm like, and yeah. So now Me Too is a thing, but not for some people like Clinton, right? Uh, it'll be a thing for me. Somebody said you did XYZ at the ABC, and I'll be like, but what? No, I'm just, but, and then, well, I'm not famous, but I don't know, man. The courtship work, they don't. You've had 150 years to fix it, uh, and women get fucking just. I mean, come on, seriously. Women being attacked at work is outrageous. It's just outrageous. And how do you get a lawyer to just go, okay, we're going to give you MDMA, here's some money? Yeah, no. What? How is that even legal? All these sinister things should not be legal. Paying off a rapist. So I don't know. It's just, and then they move on like nothing happened. No rape conviction. You've got the money. Oh, you brought it up. Now we get to sue you because you took the money for 3 times what we gave you in the first place. It's circumventing justice. It really is. Yes, I'm sorry. This is absolutely guitar practice. We talk around about everything, quite frankly. But yes, guitar practice. We are absolutely about to. Ooh, wow! I have been talking for a minute. We are absolutely. Thanks for reminding me, Rick. Um, so yeah, so the idea essentially, as we wrap this talk up of what happened in the last 2 days with the police shooting, that really made me mad. So the recap is this: a police officer shot a guy and got his plea deal was 3 years, and his plea deal should have at least been 10, at a very minimum. And yeah, I'm mad about that because it says that nothing will happen if you do this. If you do the shittiest police job ever, this is coming from a former policeman. If you do the shittiest the cop job ever, we got you, right? It's the cops, it's the lawyers, it's the judges. The whole justice system is a slanted mess. Uh, Against ladies too. Like watching some of these sex trials is just like rape trials. It's just wrong, right? So we have a racism, we have a sexism, we have an arrogance problem in this great country of ours. All right, let's get to some music, but I can't hear it. All right, Rick. I got you. I don't get down with the whole feminism BS. I've never been discriminated against because I have a. Oh, you making Yeah, I think that I think there are bullies everywhere, and bullies like to target weaker people. And I don't mean weaker like mentally. I mean like you're not as physically imposing. And so yeah, I do that, and I'm glad that you haven't been. And I think like all things, people have weaponized feminism for politics, right? Because all they really want is like a bigger chair. And I don't cry wolf when it comes to Me Too. Shouldn't take 20 years to come out against a rape. I agree with that 100%. Wow, I agree with that 100%. Because then you leave him out there to attack other women. I just don't. Yeah, and I hate to be coarse, but when I hear that 20 years later, but I'm like, you know, like I said yesterday, a quick in before we pick up the guitar. Quentin Tarantino was on a talk show talking about Weinstein. He was like the rapey uncle. He didn't say rapey uncle, but he used like this term, like, yeah, we all knew it, and kind of like he's messed up, and I'm like, you knew about this behavior. I mean, you're on television saying you knew about this behavior. How are you not essentially endorsing this behavior? You leave him around women you claim to like and respect, and he does. How are you not? Ah, my God, my head hurts. How that is a shitty man, right? That's what I mean about having a personal worldview and philosophy. There's some things that you won't mess with, and the idea that even if you suspect it, and I wouldn't say anything because it reflects bad on me for not having done it. And he's so flippantly, oh, good lord, yeah. So that's all outrageous. All right, boys and girls, man, we got a lot to do here. We're not going to do the stuff. Uh, I wish I would have found a blues riff for us. And the reading is hard because if I read anything, it's copyright, and I don't want to get it like a reading copyright strike, which I think might be a stretch. Uh, I used to play VA Beach myself in 2019. Oh, really? Oh man, yeah. I mean, is music coming back to Virginia Beach? I mean, they just came up with like well, the rapper something in the water. This great festival. I think it had like one festival before the pandemic shut it down. But yeah. Oh, I'm instantly liking you. Where you from, Rick? I love live shows. I used to travel up to New York like a lot to see go to Madison Square Garden. We have a lot, sort of like a concert team, and I would travel up there. But I would love a local place to go and sit and listen to good music, not just sit and drink. Really, really. How do you? Well, I guess you have to have a vaccination slip. Grew up there, but I live in Richmond now. Okay, you're still a VA boy. I feel you. All right. Um, Rockstar booking. Well, hopefully I'll be able to be where you are in like hopefully 2 years. We're on a 1,000 day chase every day, 2 a days to learn the guitar. Jason Bruner. Who's Jason Bruner? Should I look him up? But yeah, music. Yeah, like, and you're proving it to me. But I always say on this channel, like, musicians are the coolest people because they'll tell you chorus, they'll tell you cool stuff. You ask them anything about music, they're happy to help you. It's not like it's the opposite of spy work. You know what I mean? It's just the coolest fucking group of people to want to be a part of. And I'm trying to get into that. They both booked the beach. Um, Things are open, but musically, I haven't seen any advertisements for music, Snow Bunny. So I would like to go to, and the beach is awesome. So live shows at the beach. There's a small pavilion there, which they shut down before the pandemic because it was a falling down hazard. Quite frankly, maybe it had it was long in the tooth, or maybe it was badly put together, or it is the beach, right? There's salt and sea air and wind and rain, and that is metal. So you have to keep a closer eye on it than if it was further inland. But I mean, I saw it, and I've walked by there several times past the giant, the not Nemo statue, the Poseidon statue, um, and it looked great. Like, but then shortly after that, they shut it down. I hope they fix it during the pandemic. So, see what happens. I done forgot what I was looking up. All right, where's my guitar? Oh, let's go get the other one. I also realized on a nice day like this. All right, hippie me, right? Hippie me. We like incense. Plus, they mask all the harsh smells. What did I miss here? They both looked. The Wyndham Murphy chick on 29th, 31st stage. Yeah. Really? Oh man, I'm not on Facebook. Stream it on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. Stream it on everything. This is a restreamer. I'm gonna like you because I want to know when this happened. Are you also gonna restream it on Haps? I hope you restream it on Haps. All right, so let me put these in a tray. All right. We got incense burning. We got coffee. We regurgitated all our internal political nonsense. We have good people in the chat. Oops. I'm not gonna plug this in. We're supposed to be practicing standing up, right? I always have an issue standing up and hold. I was practicing this yesterday all day, and my fingers hurt. And I finally got a weird baby callus on my pinky. Oh, can you see it? I'm so proud of it. See it, that little tiny little white scuff. I'm over here grinning like an idiot. But I know, baby, baby steps. Um, I was practicing spiders to the metronome yesterday, and I was absolutely really good. Uh, I have a song out I did with Cultivated Mind. If you feel like checking it out, yeah, I definitely want to check it out. The hands of a working string man. You're way too kind. Hopefully, I'm telling you, in a year, well, we didn't say a year, we said 1,000 days, but we expect to start learning stuff. What did we say in August? Which we're trying to get the pentatonic down, the whole scale down. We're trying to get uh I want to say 10 or 20 chords in our head before we grab a book and start like playing stuff. Um Yeah, we don't know what we're doing, but I think we're doing really well with not knowing what we're doing. How much we've made since we were not guitar people, but we are guitar people now. We are we use the term we are musicians in the loosest sense, but yeah, we are musicians. I want to hear this song, Cultivated Minds. If you ever feel like checking it out, so where can I check it out? Rick Bozart's "Everyone's a Hero." Is that the name of the album? I may just stream it. Yeah, I'm gonna like that. You should definitely do that. You should definitely do that. Restream that to everybody. 35 years of musicianship. Oh, perfect. Excellent. Excellent. All right, I'm gonna definitely check that out. So I'm horrible with spiders. We're gonna try spiders we're not gonna torture you for 11 minutes of spiders. We're gonna try and do, let's say, 4 minutes of clean spiders. And is this even tuned? Every day we tune this ting and see what we get. How does it fall out of tunes? Hey. Hold it. Wait a minute. I'm all over the place. This I did this yesterday. I totally muffled my. Right, that's right. That's right. That was right. All right. Coffee and then crabs. Crabs. Spiders. Crabs. Yeah, I was looking up. Do you know that Stevie Vai exercise? He's got a 10-hour guitar exercise with these like, and I was trying to look them up, and there's a bunch of people doing them, but I can't actually find what they are. So I've been trying to really just push push dexterity into my hand. Um, and I'm also bad at strumming. So these are two things we're working on, mostly off camera because you guys don't want to hear 3 hours of that. What's in the chat? If you Google my name, I'll pop up. I'm definitely going to Google your name. Ooh, the spider walks up here. All right, so let's see if we can get it at the 5th fret. So doing a lot of reading, trying to find out like what some of the terminology is, and also I got to remember up downs because for the for the month we've been doing this, I've gotten really good, fairly decent, but ugh, they're all worse I can cut this off. They're all worse when I up down. So it's up. beautiful morning here in Virginia. Yeah. Woo. All right, let's 50 beats a minute, or do I want to do 60? Man, I fall off the metronome all the time, and then I lower and lower and lower it. I think yesterday I had it at, I want to say 40, super slow, trying to like burn it into my subconscious. It's amazing that I am not good at a metronome. Hmm. Spider walks. Whew. Ah. Start at a comfortable speed and move it up 5 when you wire them. And also when you begin to loop, right? I mean, yeah, I guess I was watching a guy who taught himself to play, and he was playing stuff that I knew, like rock stuff. Everybody oddly enough to teach themselves to play on YouTube teaches themselves to play on electric. Wait, hold on, electric. Um, and it's funny. Everything I pick up first, I pick up the acoustic. All right, so get on the fret. I gotta tell you, the thing that kind of like subtly throws me off is the width of the frets, how wide they are up here, and then how tiny they get down here. So I guess I feel good right about in here, the mid fret. All right, and we also said swing helps you stay on the metronome. So all these little cheats that we were doing, bop your head, tapping your foot, that I keep forgetting to do with a metronome because I'm all like, I need to sort of let it go and just, it's not algebra, right? I'm not going to get in trouble if I don't do it right. This isn't school. Oh, am I starting at the correct place? Don't fix your So yeah, I'm trying to get it to internalize it somehow. I wish there was a way to like sleep with it on. Like, I mean, it's the 1 2 3 4 beat, as someone once told me, is the rhythm of life, right? So it's this idea of in, out, up, down, up, down. It's still that same cadence that even when you run like slowly, there's sort of a heartbeat rhythm to it. And I should be better at it. Clean strikes. Don't look at the fretboard. Stay on the metronome. You're between the metronome now. My boy told me you shouldn't stop. He's a musician, and he was in band and stuff. It's like even when you muck it up, you don't you power through and you keep going. 5 is the spot to start because 1 is just plain cruelty to the. Okay, I thought I was supposed to be all. let's stop that. Give me a little. How about 7? So yeah, start at 5. Boot camp. All right, this is A. This is my G. Wait. This is my G. This is my A. Weak pinky, boy. Whew. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4s. We could do. What is it? We can do 3, 2, 4, 3, 4s. Or what is it? 2. Nowhere near the fret. 2, 4, 3, 4. It's the holding of the guitar which is making me a little. I think maybe I should stand up. All right. Click, click. You'll find there are 3 patterns that stay consistent throughout every scale. Also, when I stand up, I don't know how to hold this. I don't know if it feels higher up or lower down. So I end up playing. So I think my learning guitar style is going to be bad for my back. Stand straight up and stop looking at the fret. All right, so here we go. Let's do this thing again. 2, 4, 2. All right, 2, 4, 3, 4. Let's do it. I'm on the 7th. I'm on the 5th. All right, let's start here. Depending on what key and what style will determine where you need to be. This is just comfortability to your choice. Okay. All right. Come on. It's the reaching, but that's not everybody reaches. So you need to reach better and stop crying about it. Better. Consistency. Oh man. All right. Maybe I'll move down to the 7th fret. Trying to get that pinky up to that 6th string is murder. Standing up is really not the same as sitting down. Yes, that's another thing I keep doing. I got to stop. I've sort of trying to do this. I've ignored my right hand, so I'm extra bad at strumming. And then on top of that, I was only doing downstrokes, Rick, which I realized I think 2 days ago. How I sort of it's the first bad thing that I discovered. There might be other stuff that I discovered that cutting my head off. It's the first bad thing that I discovered about me trying to teach myself this. So in the last 2 days, I've been trying to do up downs, what I call up downs. I've been trying to do down, up, down, up. Yes, I played downstrokes for 20 years. Wow, really, 20 years. Yeah. It's amazing. Standing up, it's like I forget where everything is. I can't. Maybe I should raise the guitar a little higher. I wonder if it's the same thing if I played. Yeah, I need to do more. Standing up is it's blowing my mind how totally different it is to just, come on, guys. All right, here you go. Here it is. Is this low too? All right. All right. Let's try this standing up with an electric guitar. All right. Is this even? Oh no, these strings are done. That's a super E flat. Bring it down, bring it down. Bring it down, bring it down, bring it down. Perfect. Oh, thank you. Okay. Oh, I'm missing some of the chat. Try to get you submitting. You're picking up down right, or you should have. Yes, I played down. Wow. Okay. Alternate picking is what it's called. Right. I need to do that. Alternate picking. Look at the dots on the top of the neck. You have two sets of dots. One is a fret one. The other are on top of the neck as you look down at it. Right. And yeah, it's a flare hat. It's a hair flat. It's a hair flat. All right. It's a flare hat. I get it. I play half step down because it suits my voice better. Really? There's a cheat, so you can sort of tune to your voice to. Guess that makes sense to throw yourself a little more in harmony with your instrument if you're. Because I was reading some people tune down, and I was like, why would you tune down if everyone else is tuned regular? Mind you, there's a lot. I have a ton of questions, and I have little talent, but like I tell everyone who shows up here, if you're really disciplined, your talent, your discipline to the instrument can mask your lack of talent. And if you're really good, it can almost be only the best guitarist can tell if you just practice 7 hours a day or if you're some naturally gifted uh, person. Yes, I can hit higher notes, but I can go lower and get a smoother effect. I'm definitely going to be looking up your music, man. All right, what are we doing? We're doing crabs from the top and crabs. Spiders from the top down. It's so much nicer pushing electric strings than acoustic. All right, let's cut this. Well, of course, it's telling me my voice is flat. Woo! So, wow. All right. last Sunday when we did a show at 7 a.m., it went till 11. Uh, we're not gonna do that because we got a lot of cleaning up this room, so it'll be a better guitar room. Hopefully by tonight. Um, but yeah, now I'm kind of feeling like playing, so this may go a lot longer than expected. Um, there you go. Three fours. What is it? It's over. Yeah. All right. Oh, nice. Nice. The Hard Road. Oh, fuck yeah. Wow. Yeah, I'm trying to get music to save my life because, like I said, I'm so involved in politics and in community and what. And then at this point, I just, you follow the rules, you vote, you raise money, you do all this stuff. Now I just feel like I was an idiot. And my dire warning. Let's put this over here, and we can cut this on. My dire warnings of people are going to eventually get sick and not take this shit anymore I believe is coming true. So yeah, I don't know how it'll spire. I don't know. I don't think there'll be violence, but like I said, the Democratic Party only gets elected because of black people around the country, and when they stop doing that, I think the Democratic Party is in a lot of trouble, and then that leaves the Republican Party to run the place, and they will obviously get out of pocket as they have often done, and then we'll be in a new place. I really think that an adult in the government is going to have to take over, like someone in the military, because we are not going to be Chinese, owe them all this money. And people are going to start asking questions. All right, so we are going to do these spiders. And we're not going to talk about politics because, whoo, man, it is July 4th. It is our day, us Americans, like I said a couple of days ago. July 4th is for all of us. Party, drink, knock yourself out, go cuckoo nuts crazy. Um, but Memorial Day is a little more solemn for those fallen to make sure that we could party on July 4th, right? And Veterans Day is for you to thank all those who served, your family and your friends, my sister, my brothers, my nieces and nephews, right? I didn't serve. And we can go to, the barbecue and have hot dogs and give them crap and, give them big ups and thank them and sort of celebrate all together. So those 3 days are like three of my favorite national holidays. If I had to extend it to five, then it's Thanksgiving and Christmas. Because as a kid, Thanksgiving just because it was a time off from school, and Christmas for gifts. But as an adult, Thanksgiving is because man, it's really the only time I get some seriously good soul food going on. My sister is a mean cook. Uh, yeah, so I generally try and well, I can't even say I eat healthy, uh, but I don't eat a lot of fried stuff unless it comes out of my sister's or like house. So we'll fry catfish and all that good soul food stuff. Can't wait. It's very different having family like good eats with the fam. You know what I mean? versus buying good eats someplace. I'm gonna strengthen this pinky. Ah, that pinky, man. Woo! And it's funny when I watch a lot of guitar players, I'm staring at their hands, and they always have the pinky like just tucked away, like some hidden weapon, and then all of a sudden they pop it out and it hits like 9, then it goes back in like a switch. But I'm just kind of like, how do they do that? Yeah, air fryers are awesome. Yeah, absolutely. You can make a ton of stuff in air fryers too. Ugh. Then you got to get away from like the pasta, which is great, but it's just sits on you. I love it. So I gave up pasta for rice, which does the same thing, but you can't serve two masters, so I'm serving rice. Yeah, because that's mostly what I've been looking up for, like how to strengthen your pinky and your hand. I've been trying to strengthen like my ring finger too. That cuts through the palm of my hand. The pinky cuts through like right over here. You can just feel it like a ribbon. So that also told me I need to do something for my forearms. I've been doing push-ups, light push-ups and planks, but we'll see what happens in like 6 weeks. Oh, is that what it is? Cause yeah, but it's weird. Like, cause the pinky definitely shoots down this way, and the definitely is. I feel it like it almost cuts down the center of the. Well, not yeah. And I have to break up the. We have to break up the relationships. These, so I need to do more of these to break this relationship up. Um, these work together, so I need to do more of these. These work together, so I need to do more of these to break this relationship up. And then I was doing 3/4s, and I realized after a day or two of 3/4s, uh, my ring finger really hurt because it was doing twice the work of the middle finger and the pinky. Hold the ring finger straight and try bending the pinky. Hold the ring finger straight, okay, and try bending the pinky. All right, is that it? Or should they like this? Like this? Or should it be? Yes, sir, just the pinky. They're like chin ups. Thank you. All right, so let's do more crabs. Crabs, spiders. Uh, fifth fret. What? All right, metronome time. Let's see if we can get at least 5 minutes, 4 minutes. Because good lord, standing up is not all right. Here we go. Spiders. Precision, precision. Hit what you're aiming at. We're way off that metronome, but hit what you're aiming at first. All right, hit what you're aiming at. Why am I messing up? It's the high notes up here. I wonder if I can cheat and bend these down. I never bend the strings. I just trying to place them, and I figure all that stuff was you learn when I bend my pinky, the ring finger tends to bend too. See, and I've got to like my pinky's like locks, and every now and then when I reach for something, it's sort of like So it's not like everything else doesn't lock, but some of my fingers do this thing, and my pinky is one of those things that will just kind of lock. And it's sort of it's sort of a hindrance because I reach over it, then it locks out, then I'm gonna bring it back, and it takes like a half a second to like unlock itself. All right. Tell you what, man, every now and then, really interesting stuff happens outside my window, and it's always nature. Versus when I lived in New York, and real interesting stuff happened outside my window, and it was always people with criminal nonsense going on. Um, Bending streams will come to you. That is a feel kind of thing. Okay, that adds soul to flavor. Okay, I like that. That way I don't have to study it, but maybe I'll know that I'd progress if I sort of just one day ought to bend the string when I get into arpeggios and chord mixes and what's the other one? We might have to go over root notes again. I think I forgot what the root notes are. Chords. Let's run through our chords on the guitar since we rarely do it on the guitar. Yeah, let's see that on. That's a G. What are you doing? All right, here. A. Get it together. All right, I got it. A. No, come on, man. That's not A. That's C. All right, here we go. C, A, two fingers. That's what's thrown off. From the three, we adopted the two fingers because it's easier. G, right? E, C, A, G, E. I put them in the wrong order. C, A, G, E, E. These are really hard to do standing up. I think I might have to do more standing up than sitting down. Sweeps, I haven't even tried that just because I'm so. Yeah, I don't even know what sweeps is, right? Wow, that, I mean, all right. All right. You may want to bring the strap up a little. It helps with the wrist. All right, just do that. Let's calm you down. You're making me crazy. Ugh, the string, for God's sakes. Always, always, always. All right, let's put that here. Did I just undo what I just did? Yeah, I did, because I'm a genius, baby. All right. All right, there you go. Watch you. In the near future, someone's going to come up with a Wi-Fi freaking guitar strap. It's gonna have buttons and Wasmos all over it. It's gonna rise and lower when you need it. It'll tell you your body temperature and that your bank just called you because you got an alert. Ugh. All because of a, oh, I might want to put this in here. All because of a strap. You know how I know I'll be good at guitar? When I can pick it up and play rap music on it. I'll know that this is this chord and this is this and this translates, you know? Um, you'll feel the difference. All right. Yeah, this actually does feel better. It feels like I don't have to lean over so hard to. Ooh, this might be. Where is this? I'm always having trouble because I sit down and I play like this, and it's actually higher up like this on acoustic. Then by the time I stand up, it's at a different angle, and I gotta, So I was trying to sit down yesterday and play in my lap like this, maybe the same angle as I sit down, and that didn't work out. So what are we doing? We're not doing crabs. We're doing spiders. Get it together. Crabs are a totally different thing. All right, so what are we doing here? This is. I do feel better. I do feel the difference. I love this. Absolutely feel the difference, and it does feel better. Absolutely right. Is this the classic style? Neck upright is the classic style. Right. So yesterday we were sloppily practicing the pentatonic and trying to slide into different positions. Uh, super duper, really, really, really slow. After like I burnt my finger out. After you try and practice, you just want to see if you can stumble across a note that goes together with another note, and that's what I was doing yesterday. Um, that was a disaster. I'm torn between putting all of this online as an archive versus practicing. Because who was I telling yesterday? The idea that I practice off line, like scales, like, and for you, I mean, you don't want to sit here and watch me do 45 minutes of messing up scales, and not even scales, just some finger exercises, right? But then I was thinking, if the whole point is learning, shouldn't I be doing that online? Shouldn't you be able to edit as you see fit? Come in and go, oh, he was really horrible, and then a week later, oh, he's better. But then you didn't get to see me try and get better. You know what I mean? The thing about those videos online where people do their learn to play the guitar in a year, like, and I said this, it's always around about month. I want to say 5, 6 to the really good people, or later month like 8 or 9 to like people who I'm not gonna say I don't know what their schedules are, but you can see and hear the difference. You can see it in their fingering technique, right? They're all better. And then in my I noticed it because there was this one woman that I was watching. So her first few months, she was like, you know, we're going to do the pentatonic. Let's say she was going. Put it here. But my month like 7, she was like, hold it. Like really good. She was confident in her finger position. But by month like 10, she was playing. What was she playing? She was playing some Dave Grohl thing. She had her eyes closed. She was like, she knew it, and she was feeling it, right? And she was proud of herself that she had gotten. And you saw it. You heard it. You saw it in her. Come on, right? Come on. And you saw the self satisfaction in her, and you watching. I don't know that lady. Watching her felt good for her. It was an amazing sort of thing. And that was about like the month 9. So all of you guys here with me, I fully I fully endorse that you. Give me a second. I'll be right back. I gotta hop my hawker. I fully endorse that you grab an instrument because, like I said, we've got all sorts of flutes and instruments up here. I'll be right back. I just need to drain my brain a bit. Ah, excuse me. I think it's the coffee. I love coffee, but here's the thing. I put milk in it, and milk is a phlegm agent, quite frankly. It makes you all phlegmy in the back of your throat and everything. You block the door just in case those guys from the Everlong video come in here. Anybody know this video? Okay. I only took one lesson. Everything else I learned was self-taught. Yeah, I used to love guitar magazines. They just have all the tabs in them. Who was I talking to a couple of days ago? I think I was saying, you should be able to put more than one like on these comments. I just forgot what I was saying. Okay. Today is a good day. It's a good day. Whew. The sun is out. The breeze is nice. We're playing guitar. And every day we get better. Like I say, we got a box of mistakes, right? There might be 5,000, there might be 10,000. But every time we make a mistake, you take one of those chips out and you throw it out into wherever you throw it. Eventually, that box of mistakes is going to be empty. And it will be you and your talent, however that talent blooms, whether it's a giant redwood or a beautiful rose bush, but it's yours, man, right? You planted this music in your soul and now it's yours forever, right? It's like a language. It is yours forever. And the way we're going at it, we're going to learn to be able to pick up any piece of music and read it. And we're going to do that in about 5 months. And somewhere around the 9-month mark, we're going to be competent enough to play well. And then if someone goes, hey, you read sheet music or give us something, we'll at least know, even if there's no lyrics on it, go, okay, I know what that is. Even if we can't play it, right? It's going to be awesome. It is going to be smoking awesome. One guitar lesson. I love that. 35 years of musician took one guitar lesson. So good. So remember, our mistakes are our mistakes. You know what they are? For the most part, they're transitory. They won't stick around, right? And for all we know, mistakes can become great things. So maybe you make a mistake that changes guitar playing. I don't know. But you got to be in it to win it, right? So, like I said, we're going to make our allotment of mistakes, but eventually that mistake box will be empty. We will become a musician, and then we'll be all these cool ass fucking musicians. I'm telling you. It's the one thing I say it time and time again. It's the one thing about musicians. They're always super helpful to other musicians, right? This is someone taught me on stream a power chord. I didn't know. I mean, I'm bad at it, but I didn't know what it was. This is a moving chord, I think, and the other one was I may have forgotten. It was two fingers, but we did we write it down? We didn't write it down. We didn't write it down. Oh man! Luckily, it's on video, so now I just have to find out which video that was. We do two a days. They're about 90 minutes. That we say 20 minutes because guaranteed 20 minutes. But normally, this is the weekend. This can run to mid noon, like if we wanted to. Um, but on Sunday mornings, on Monday morning before work, we do it at 7 for about 20 minutes. We don't really do any politics. We just do guitar playing and uh, hopeful words of tomorrow about our guitar playing. Let's call it that, because we know people have to go to work and they gotta run. Um, I never learned anything about doing it right the first time. That is the most amazing quote. You are absolutely right. It usually takes uh, a knock or two, right? Whew. So we like once I had my friend Ava who was a doctor who was a doctor. Uh, she once told me, you know what we call the person who graduated last from medical school, and I was like, what? She was like, doctor, and I was like, huh. So that's what it is, right? When we graduate from our guitar school, uh, if even if we're the worst guitarist in the world, we're still a guitarist, still a musician. And mind you, our definition of guitarist, musician, is the standard musician stuff, right? We want to be able to play competently, right? That guy may be faster or more stuff or might write better songs. We may not write any. But if you put music down in front of us, we should be able to, even if we're not the lead, we should be able to stand back here and do the chords, right? And then from there, you can take it wherever, right? It's music. Maybe you'll swap out for the harmonica, an E harmonica. Don't even ask me why. I actually told on string why, right? But you're in the game, right? Then you can sit and talk to musicians about why you don't like that chord progression. And when they go, hey, where'd you go to school learn all this stuff? You can go, oh, me and all the other guitarists, we talk to each other. This guy told me about that. That guy told me about this. She told me about that. I told her about this. I told him about that. It's a nice pollinating sort of energy you get with music, but that's music, right? You want to be part of that. You don't want to be so much part of the everything that we all do, which is just bitch about politics. You know what I mean? Which I did earlier. But but you're invested in that, but you get less out of it. It more takes from you every day, right? Unless you're winning, but then it's a smug kind of enjoyment because someone else lost, right? This is different. This is winning for winning's sake, right? And even if you feel bad, you can turn it into a great thing, right? A music and uh, heartbreak, turning into a beautiful heartbreak song, right? Like I was listening to Mariah Carey's. We were talking about yesterday. What is the name of this song? Why is it out of my head? But it's like it's just a beautiful sad breakup song versus just being sad about your breakup, right? I mean, you've got it's just a beautiful coping mechanism too, right? And like I said, I'm trying to stay away from politics. I'll do something else with my brain because I'm going a little banana enough. And for a month now, uh, at least for 15 days. We've been doing this 2 days, 3 weeks. I've been doing this since the 1st of January. The 1st of January? What? I've been doing it since the 1st of June. Let me put this here for a second. Um, where is that? I showed you guys this earlier. So this was what I wrote down. This was my complete idea for June. So on June 1st, I was going to do a 2 or 4 hour pod daily, and between that and a late show, right? And I was like, well, what am I going to do? As I'm sitting there playing the guitar, I was like, I could talk politics for like a while, like because I know a lot of it, but I think I'm going to run out of politics juice. Um, I could just watch TV and then come online for 3 hours and complain about what I watched, right? Uh, good Lord, sometimes I get all turned around with these wires. I could do all that, and then I just decided I'm going to learn to play guitar on stream, like live, right? Maybe some people will come by and take pity on me and tell me cool stuff like Rick did, right? Like Chicken Nugget did a couple of days ago, right? Um, and I was right. I think musicians are just I don't want to say better people, but their energy and their I think music changes people. their flow is a little different. I think the people that it doesn't change have to be real assholes. So something tells me they were extra worse assholes, and then they got music in them, and now they're just assholes. You know what I mean? So I still think it brings down your cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs level. And if you really internalize it right, you know, you can sing songs to your kids, you can teach them music, you can sing songs to your loved ones, you can internalize something about my idiot boss, right? And then make it a song and use the good energy in that way, turning bad energy into good energy, as well as getting all that shit off your like your soul. Just I hate my boss and I hate my man, I owe my girl, you know, all that kind of maybe you'll just kind of go, I can't even with these people, and then you go and you write a song. And that's what we're talking about. Uh, I was a rhythm player about 3 years ago. Oh, what do you do now? I never thought I could play lead. Oh, you're a lead guitarist. Wow. Okay. Thank you, God. Yes. I want to like this twice. Why can't I like this twice? So, like I said, my promise to you, and like I say, like even if you're the worst, you do it every day. You'll have to get better, right? It's like a child, right? They do something every day to get better. They can't walk before you know it, they're walking. They can't talk before you know it, they're talking, and they're talking back, right? First they're crawling, then they're walking, then they're running. And now you got to chase them. So this is it. So we're crawling, then we're walking. We're not like I always say, tiger miming it. Where if we get it wrong, we hit ourselves with a ruler. We don't rest on our successes, like learning the fretboard fairly quickly, and we don't uh, fall into our mistakes and just beat ourselves up over it. We know that there are musicians out there who are helpful, and we aim to be like them, musicians, but that means we have to take on musician traits. We have to be helpful. We have to know some stuff. Because who knows? Like I said, I may go to, ooh, that didn't happen. I may go to the park and play something. And then what happens if some kid goes, ooh, wow, I just learned to play. I should be able to give him some encouragement and tell him some cool thing. I mean, I'm not there enough to tell anybody any cool things yet, but when I'm, that'll be a sign of progress in my guitar playing that I can go, oh, here's a chord that you might not know, or this, or go listen to this guy. He's got a great YouTube thing about how to do X, Y, Z, or sweet picking, which I've been kind of looking at. And there's Travis picking. I was like, what is a Travis picking? So there's all this, just a sea of cool stuff to learn. And every time you learn something new, it's almost like you meet within a day or two, like another musician who's cool. Why would you not want to be part of this? So I'm over here bigging up on musicians. It's a universal language that everyone, yes, and that's why we're not going to concentrate on tabs. We're going to concentrate on uh, sheet music, the ledger, whatever. Because like I said, once you know it, if you're driving in your car with no music and something comes in your head, you go blah blah blah. You know what those notes are, and then you can write it down versus having a guitar going. What is this? Is this an F? Oh yeah, where's another? You can just go. Oh, well, that's a nice melody, and you can just write it, like because you see it in your head because you know the music of it. And also, you can pick up music from anything and play it versus tablature, which is only good for guitar. Uh, if we know the other thing, we could play piano music, clarinet music. We could yodel. You can. I mean, there's music for voice, right? It's A, B, C, D, F, G, and the flats, and the sharps and the flats, which are the same thing. So 12 notes to the kingdom, right? And then, I mean, English has 24 letters. Do I remember that right from like being a kid? When the last time I counted the English alphabet? But so there's twice more. I'm bad at math. Might be a little more than that. 12, 24, right? Twice more. Um, yeah, man, come get this guitar. These guitar. This is yours. Music is yours. You just need to go get it, right? And the hardest thing about it, I think, is the introduction, which is about like I want to say the first 6 or 7 months before you can sort of kind of like begin to, like I said, crawl or toddle like a little kid in the music, and then you'll slowly get better, right? But right now we're slowly working on the basics for myself. Yes, absolutely. Oh, so is that Travis picking is country bass? Okay. So what is sweep picking? Is sweep picking goes hand in hand with arpeggios? Oh, okay. So if you want to be a lead, you should do sweep. Once you have learned arpeggio, sweep is the next step. Oh, all right. Sweep is the next step. See, I've been staying away from arpeggios because I've got clumsy hands and my dexterity is not well. My precision is bad. My dexterity is bad, and my metronome skills are bad. So we're gonna crush those. Stab, build the arts and craft guitar. Look up a couple of blues riffs so we could play on stream for fun and laugh. Come up with a schedule, which we have. We just need to put it on something big. I guess I can put the schedule on something small and just carry it up to the camera. But the guitar fret thing that we're gonna do is going to be about this big from here to like to the floor, sort of just like this. And this I keep showing this, and this is gonna be it's gonna be these. I'm just gonna remake this. Ooh, this took me about I want to say 15 minutes. Uh, with the arts of crafting right here. So once I make this is up to the fourth fret, right? We'll lower that, right? So this is up to the fourth fret. Then I'll just do the same thing, fifth fret down. So that'll be two of these, right? And then another one. That's 8, and then 12. So at least 3 of these. There are 17 guitar frets. At least 3 of these. At least. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Do the whole. If you're gonna do the whole thing, right? We're learning music. We're not gonna half-ass it. So yeah, we're gonna do 3 of those. We're gonna stick it up here somewhere, and then I'll. Do I have any wires? I think I do have wires. I don't want to slow down my machine with plugging in too much shit to it. Um, I can put a. I can definitely get another camera in here and put it over the table to write and draw. Okay. What? Maybe I can't do. I can do this today. I can do this today. I can do this today. And I did this standing acoustic standing. Okay. So wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll call that 3 A and B. 1, 2, 3, 4. I only have 4 things to do today. But you're supposed to draw up all the chords. So that's how many chords did we learn? 7. I don't need to draw up all the chords. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not gonna go too deep in the weeds. We're gonna do that. And plus we're supposed to clean this room. Most Santa Claus have 21 frets, right? Okay. Where's my double? This is 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20, 21. This has 21, and this has 23. Okay. Ooh, it is at the sound of the tone. It will be 9 a.m. Is that the right tone? It's a little flatter, right? Ooh, 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 ooh. Where's this? Ooh. That's an F sharp at the sound of ooh, ee. Yep, that's an F sharp. All right, so let's go. Where's my F sharp? This is my E, this is my F, this is my F sharp. At the sound of the tone. It's a little deep, but I'll take it. Yeah, 12 solo. Most standard guitars are 21 frets. 7 major chords, right? And we've got 5 of them. So we know the A, the E. Well, we know the K's, right? So that's 5. Uh, and we happen to know the E minor, so that's 6. Someone taught us that power chord, so that's 7. That's our full arsenal of chords that we know. Come back next week, we will probably know another 4. Because we're gonna start playing the chords that are most popular in songs. Just to have the chords all in our heads, so we know even in no order, we'll be able to play them. And then when we start, B is barred. Bitter. If you have 2 sets of double dots, that's a 24 fret. Right. I only have one. Down to the 12. B is a barred chord. Wow, that pinky reach is crazy. I need to have more respect for guitarists. Because this pinky stuff going way under the board and way to the top, and then rushing up to the top and hitting something else and then coming back, you know, what? I really need to change these strings. I just changed these strings. But they were old strings, right? They were in my gig bag for like 8 years. Yeah, I've had a guitar for a while, and I've only ever done this on it. Oh, am I doing the right one? I'm doing. I've really got to work on my strumming. My strumming and my picking, I have to work on. Yes. So I used to know all of them because I had a guitar teacher many years ago. He gave me all of them. Remember, they're all over the fret. Memorized them, and I only remembered one. And I used to play it up here, but it goes down here. It's the last position of the pentatonic, and I've forgotten what all the others were. Ugh. Bop, 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 bop. I do have to do the up and down picking. All right, so yeah, we've been at it for 2 hours, mostly conversation, but we did good, right? We practiced standing up. We say we practice on the. Ugh, that is not awesome. I really have. There's got to be a low battery. All right, I got you. Let's put this here for a second. Turn that down and plug this in. Good Lord. Perfect. What is that? 10. All right, so we know what we need to work on, right? We need to work on finger dexterity and finger accuracy. Maybe I should just do super slow metronome work like, Tiger Mom stuff. Like maybe sometimes that's good for you. So maybe I need to cut out all the lights in the TVs and shut my eyes and just lock myself in the closet with a metronome and this guitar and this amp and just do slow metronome work to somehow get it in my head. B's barred. F is going to be your hardest to learn. 12 is an octave up of open. What do you mean? Oh, right. 12 is the octave of, right. Yeah, exactly. I know this. So this is, it all repeats again here. Oh, did I turn this all down? So this is my E, and this is my E. This is my F, and this is my O. This right down here. F, F. Ugh. What's the tone on that? Sounds so weird in these other. That sounds exactly the same. So this is all the way up, and this is at 7. Okay, the last one sounds different, but the first. I'm really also I'm gonna have to work on that ear training thing. I think might be more important than I think it is, because some of this stuff is supposed to be an octave difference, and I'm like, ah, so yeah, I need to at least find out what the tonal shifts are, and I don't think I've done that. Once you feel comfortable, try doing the scale in the dark. Yeah, it'll help with your accent. Will take you away from looking at the neck. Yeah, it builds confidence. I think I'm gonna actually have to add that. Maybe I'll do it with a blindfold on stream, but yeah, I think sitting in the dark and running that note, not sitting standing. No, we need to do more standing. I still look at the neck at times, but mostly play now without looking. Right. See, that's what I want. I mean, we're not gonna ban you from looking at the neck, but I'm doing a lot of this, right? And I get like playing it in a reset or a glance. That's what we want. It shows familiarity, and that's what we want. We want full and complete familiarity. Uh, didn't sound, maybe it's on the other one. What is this tone knob actually doing? Oh, I hear that. Well, I don't know what this tone knob does. All right. Well, there you have it. Oh. I also have a natural thing that I want to pluck right here, but the pickup is here. If I turn these down, I actually like that better. What is this? I gotta tell you, man, I'm not hearing anything in this tone. So yeah, I don't know. I don't want to turn off the gain. I don't hear anything in it really. All right, well, let's just turn this down a bit. Excuse me. Oh, really? Yes, I'm actually about to go get breakfast. We've been at it for 2 hours. I'm gonna look for your stream. Charge your phone. Uh, and look for me. Look, I'm gonna cut this off. I may take like, oh, you know when it's gonna be? Cause it's, I don't know. I don't. Well, you say you're in Virginia, so we're close. It's 9. 9:10. Do you know when you're gonna? I friend subscribe when I get back because I don't do it for my phone. Right. All right. Sounds cool. Um, we will be back. I want to thank everybody for coming through. We normally send us off with like a 5-minute talk about music, so let's do that. Uh, Probably gonna be a lot less than 5 minutes. Um, well, I done opened my mouth and now I got a lot of stuff to do on my weekend. Uh, so yeah, we're gonna. By the time I see you guys again today, hopefully this will be cleaner. We'll have sort of a prop so I can stand here and go, "This is the blues thing with the." Oh, and I also have to find simple blues riffs for new guitars, so we can have some fun when we're just sitting down watching TV or something. But it'd be cool to learn how to play that. Cleaning the house, cleaning this room, and practicing these chords, practicing standing up, finding a blues riff, and I think we've learned how to hold the guitar. I might want to mark that strap. I want to thank you, Rick, for helping with my guitar holding, because I'm telling you, man, I have been looking all over, like at everybody's holding positions, trying to figure something out. That's why they were both like so sagged at the bottom. Because I was like, well, maybe I'll do this like a violin, right? Maybe I have a weird guitar style, but then when I tried that with the acoustic, it was no bueno. Do I want to plug this in? Now this seems low. I wonder if I should rate. I mean, this do I need to like the other that? Okay, an hour. Where's my set timer for 1 hour?
1 hour counting down.
All right. Oh really? Dude, you were super helpful. Thank you very much. Thank you. I felt like you gave me a private lesson, and I will absolutely pay it forward. Absolutely pay it forward. Um, so let's put this down and figure out what we're gonna have for breakfast. Cause coffee is not breakfast. Uh, I could go for steak and eggs. I knew I should have took that steak out yesterday. Um, Maybe I just get a steak salad for breakfast. I guess I'm just gonna have a ham and cheese omelet. Call it a day. Ham and cheese omelet or sandwich or whatever. Uh, now I know we're having a long and contentious conversation about what I'm gonna have for breakfast. An omelet, no, steak and eggs. Not like this is not why you tuned in. This riveting kind of conversation. Ice water. All right, so we will see you tonight, hopefully from a cleaner place. And if it is not as clean as it should be, please show some forgiveness and don't tell my mom that I did not clean up my room like I said I would. But you know the drama. We will see you tomorrow. Happy July 4th. There will be a July 4th show, 7 a.m. Likely a July 4th show from a location, unless I can get back here by 7 and do it. Then I'll probably just be full of grease from like hamburgers and hot dogs and pasta. I'm just going, it's going to be awesome. But we'll see you that night, and then we'll see you Monday, 7 a.m., and then Monday night, 7 p.m., and then Tuesday, 7 a.m., and then Tuesday night, 7 p.m., but not at infinitum, only for 1,000 days. Actually, less than 1,000 days, right? 985 days or so, 80 days. Yeah. Come along with us, and you will be a musician in like a year and a half. So you be a great musician. I said you be a musician, and then you're on your own. Well, I guess you're on your own journey anyway. But then you could kind of like, oh, maybe I'll do pop music or country music or rock music. Maybe I just concentrate on my acoustic and play. But maybe I'll give up the guitar altogether and get this piano, right? Because in a year and a half, we are going to know music. We're going to be able to read the staffs and the legend. We're going to know all that shit. And we're going to know it well, right? We're going to know it well. And we're going to do so while sort of treating this whole environment like sometimes it's a bar where we have a drink, sometimes it's just a coffee house where we talk shop, but it's always supposed to be a good and relaxing environment. I don't want you to not feel good, because we're supposed to be musicians. Musicians have this really cool energy that I really, really like. And I'm an old art person. I like there's a painting easel there, right? And I've met a lot of painting people, people who draw. They're art, but it's not quite the same as musicians. And I'm not saying I've met a ton of musicians or anything, but I'm saying generally the vibe I get from musicians is a good vibe. Is a good and not always friendly, but generally always helpful, right? I'm not saying they will smile at you and give you hugs. I'm just saying, like, if you go, oh man, this chord is making me crazy, they will chime in and go, oh, you might want to do this,
right? Super helpful. Uh, and mind you, take it as read it. They're not your tutors or your teachers, but they're people in your community who are cool and fluid. So don't treat them as your teachers, but take up that good habit that they do, and once you know it, sort of try and help down the line. It's good for your energy. It's good for your karma. I think it's good for your music. It's definitely good for the image of musicians because they all do it. And I will not be an asshole musician. I would do it too. So, 920 people, men and women, boys and girls. Uh, yeah. Happy 4th of July. Let's drop this down. Do we want to get on our knees like we always do? Cha 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 cha. Um, yeah, try and get some sun tomorrow. I keep going back to this thing. Yeah, we are gonna end it. It's not always about the notes you do play. The ones don't play are just as important. Yes. Doc is a great spot for a great breakfast and Bloody Mary. Doc's. Where is Doc's? Oh, first of all, I love Bloody Marys. All right, so we're gonna look up Doc's. I wonder if is it in Virginia Beach? Doc's, we'll call it restaurant. See what we get. Oh, it's right by the water. I may go down to the beach today. Doc's Restaurant, Seaside. Yeah, bubba bubba. I wonder if it's open. Doc's Beach House. That looks awesome. That looks awesome. I can't believe I've never heard of this place. That looks fucking awesome. I wonder what. Oh, look at the guitars. Super high end. Doc Taylor's. Yep, on 23rd. Yeah, Doc Taylor's. So remember, and also as journeyman blues people, Taylor. That is not how you spell Taylor. Come on, man. You at least got a 5th grade education. Um, it's what was I saying? Man, the shit that comes through my head and flies clean out is amazing. Uh, I'm half looking up one thing and half looking up the other. Um, yeah. So we're gonna crash this out. Remember, it's an invite. I hope you accept it. Right? You. I mean, if you've been following, look at the chat. The chat is lit. Really? Right by the water. That must have been a hell of a doctor's office. Um, but we are gonna get this music in our soul. Like I said, it's a talent and it's germinating, right? And we're putting it in our soul. We're learning all this stuff, and it's gonna flower. And once it flowers, it's yours forever. It really is. And it's a hell of a skill set to have. Who does not like musicians? Who does not like people who play instruments? You know who don't? Crazy people. That's who don't. Everyone likes songs and humming and whistling and singing, right? Whether they're lullabies or hardcore metal, right? Everybody likes a form of music. So why would you not be able to play music? Of course you can play music. You just haven't sat down and taken a run at it. And you know what? We're taking a run at it. You can do it with us every day. It's like I said, it's laid back and it's easy and it's a little more fun. But maybe if we're too lax today, you can get a teacher. I'm pro music. Get that music in you. Get that music. It's not even in you, so get that music out. It's in you already, right? So get it out of you and into the world, and that that will be another way that you can let the world know what your philosophy is, right? What you think, what your art is. Thank you. People who don't like music, who don't like dogs, and who don't like plants, you might want to say clear away from. And don't like children. I mean, who doesn't like children? We were all the children, as I like to say. Like the idea that you don't like them is ridiculous. Um, Not saying go have some, but I'm just saying, who doesn't like children? For God's sakes. All right, boys and girls, we are about to end this thing. Uh, if I kept exactly. Like these seeds need to germinate. You just don't keep them as seeds in a tin and never do anything with them. The point of a seed is to be a plant, right? The point of music is to be expressed. And we all have music in us.
So we have to somehow express it. I mean, and we do. Like people sing songs all the time. I know you like it. If you didn't like music, would you ever sing a song? Right? So no, you have access to it. You have access, and like I said, it takes about 6 months to 9 months to be like, oh my goodness, and then you're off on your own journey. And I call that's the baby stage, right? That's the oh, he can only lie on his back, he can't lift up his head. Oh look, now he can crawl. Oh now he's tottering. Oh now he's walking. Now he's running. You build on every day. Don't act like it's impossible because people do it. Children do it, right? Classic pianists who are like 7, 8, 9. Like the discipline of it, you can learn it. It's a learned thing, and you can get better and better. And yeah, I think you should come along with us, and we can do this thing. It's about growth, baby. Oh yes, happy. Oh yeah, and Les, we don't want to break the law, but cannabis is legal here in Virginia. Yeah. So if you grow your plants, you can have 4 of them, and you have to have like your license plate on them or something. You can't grow them in your backyard because no one can see them. So you have to grow them in the house. I guess house grown, which is fine. I can do that. Uh, but there's some weird stuff. So I can't smoke walking down the street because it's still illegal. I can smoke in my house, like under a blanket, like in the dark in the closet. But it's my house, like so technically I could be able to smoke anywhere. Somebody called them like, "What if I smell it?" But click. What if you smell it? You can't control other people's deal in their own house. And one of the real interesting questions I heard was a guy was like, "Well, if I'm sitting on my porch, can I smoke it?" And the lady was like, "Well, that's weird because people can see you, so you're not supposed to, but you are on your own property." So yeah, so I conveyed a story that in New York, like 20 years ago, there was a guy who was drinking a beer on his stoop, and the cops arrested him, and he went to court. And they were like, well, first of all, yeah, you shouldn't have a beer outside him, but this is technically his property. And you had to walk up his steps to arrest him. So since they overthrew that, you can drink on your stoop in New York. In the summer, people have wine on their stoops, right? It's not considered drunk and disorderly in public. You're sitting on your porch, you're having a drink or a scotch or a wine or whatever the case may be. Um, yeah, it's. I'm happy because it's one more thing that they're not going to fuck with you about, right? Some innocuous thing that the founders did that they want to. Yeah, and the other thing is, you can have an ounce. You know how much an ounce is? An ounce is a lot, but you can have an ounce on you, and you can have a pound. If you have any more than a pound, they're going to give you a fine. So yeah, who has a pound of weed at the house? Man, I just love this whole thing. Uh, yeah, I'm glad we won. It was a long time in coming, man. It was like 50 years. But all right, whoo wee. Maybe I will start the political pod every Friday after the evening pod, 7 to 9, and then start another pod to talk about politics. I don't know about that. Um, Maybe I'll just throw in a little politics with this. Hope you get a sense of kind of the person I am. I try to be a good person. Uh, so yeah, it's gonna be an interesting summer. Smoked out at the beach regular. And I was telling my nephew, people are going to be smoking at the beach, right? I mean, you still can't smoke in the car. It's still a DUI, driving while impaired, right? DWI, driving while impaired. It's not always driving while intoxicated. It's impaired. But so many people are going to be sitting on the beach, smoking a little this, smoking a little that. It's going to be impossible for the cops to arrest everybody, so they have to give up arrests. Um, they might be able to give one guy a ticket, but once everybody sees that guy get a ticket, they'll just quietly tamp it out till the cop goes, and then they'll relight, right? So I don't even think people are going to be getting tickets. I think the people who get tickets for this will be, as my mom used to say, showing their ass, right? Kind of like daring the cops to do something. And this is one of the stupid little things that I can fuck with you about, and that'll be it. Right, you're not supposed to have it on the street in the first place, but you want to talk stupid and be arrogant to me. You know what? Now I'm going to give you a ticket. I wasn't going to, but now I'm going to because you're a knucklehead. And you should be thankful for the Virginia legislature because this was 2 months ago. I'd be arresting you for it. Right? It's that kind of nonsense. There's always going to be stupid people, even though the rules change. Stupid and disrespectful people in it. So just don't try not to be one of those people. Smoke responsibly. I'm a responsible smoker. I like to smoke when I'm doing art, painting, drawing, cooking. I don't like to just sit in front of TV and get blazed. I think that's a waste. I'm a very ritualistic smoker. Uh, Bob Marley kind of come to mind. Like natural mystics and all this kind of maybe this is a thing that gets me closer to nirvana, right? Because I know it's not alcohol. And I won't do anything that's made in a lab, right? I'm never did anything made like in some skeezy lab, but this grows out of the ground and so does mushrooms. So those are the things I'm in for. Uh, yes. So we are cutting this off. I will see you in an hour, Rick. Charge that phone. And the rest of you, I will see you in the next one. And the next one is at 7 p.m. So be there. And if you're not being squared, you're just not being there. But we'll miss you if you're not. And we'll see you maybe at the 7 a.m. one or the next 7 p.m. one. Anyway, if I don't see any of you, happy 4th. Happy 4th. And those of you who aren't American, have a happy day and a good weekend. Peace out.